has been a very unusual time in that never before have we ever even implied that if you enter a business and you catch a disease or get flu or one of the other so-called epidemics or pandemics that our nation has faced in the past, that it was the business's fault that you caught that disease. So this has been an unusual situation where we have come up with this design that says if you go to a restaurant and get coronavirus, that it's possibly the restaurant's fault or it's the school's fault if you get it at school or somewhere else. There is a need for these protections because we have institutions, manufacturers, schools, businesses that are simply afraid or cannot afford the insurance for them to pursue their normal course of business, even with the extra precautions that they are taking and the extra expense they're incurring because of those precautions. So there's been a lot of discussion about the legislature coming up with some kind of statutory protections for these different categories. This is the attempt to do that.
And we're hearing that from members every day. They're scared to get sued. They're doing the right things. They're following the appropriate guidance, but they're still scared that they're going to get sued. And our businesses in our state, they want to do the right thing. They don't want their employees or customers to get sick. But there are constantly evolving guidelines and ordinances that they're trying to keep up with, and it's really hard. We think that this bill protects businesses from opportunistic claims related to COVID, while also ensuring the bad actors are not protected. So clearly, this is a pressing issue for our business community, and therefore, nearly 800 businesses and individuals have signed on to a Missouri Chamber letter calling for legislative action to address COVID liability concerns. You all should have a copy of this letter in your packets. The businesses that signed on range from small, medium to large employers touching nearly every corner of our state, representing nearly every industry. And despite all of the tragedy and loss we have seen through this pandemic, we have also seen the goodness of the human spirit demonstrated by many of our members who have transformed and retooled their manufacturing facilities to make vitally needed PPE for our valiant healthcare workforce in the state. You also have a copy in your packet of a letter from the chairman of the Missouri Chamber, who has a business, Kohler Enterprises, which manufactures a variety of products. And during this time, Kohler Enterprises shifted gears and made over 10,000 face shields that were donated to Missourians. So we want to make sure that within this bill, and that it does help to protect these good Samaritan type companies like Kohler Enterprises who have gone over and above to help our state during this crisis. To be clear, we are not advocating for bad actors. We believe all businesses should follow guidance to mitigate the spread of coronavirus, but we also want to ensure that those who are doing the right things and acting accordingly to protect their employees and customers are indeed provided some level of immunity from liability. We think that this bill will help to ensure a strong economic recovery for our state and also enable businesses to reopen confidently and bring their workers back.